Like this video in the next 5 seconds or your jump shot will go broken in NBA 2K20. I would not risk it. What's up guys, SoloDF back with another video. Now today I'm going to be bringing you guys a very highly requested video. Like, you guys would be amazed the amount of times that I get asked about playmaking badges. So as you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, today I'm going to be talking about the best playmaking badges in the game. And honestly, since patch 10, there are a lot of badges that used to be really important that now you don't even need at all. Since this is a playmaking badges video, and I'm sure a lot of guards are watching, if this video reaches 653 likes, I have no clue why I just picked that number. That is very random. But if this video reaches 653 likes, I will do an updated dribble tutorial and signature styles video, because I have made a few in the past. I think I made one like 3 weeks ago, but I actually have changed my signature styles up since that video. But yeah guys, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new and turn on post notifications so you get notified whenever I go live or upload a new video. But without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so as you guys can see, I am now in my $1 million penthouse. This actually has nothing to do with the video. I just kind of wanted to flex it real quick. Alright, but for real, now I'm going to show you guys my playmaking badges. Alright, so first things first, I just want to point out real quick, I'm on my playmaking shot creator, so I only have 21 playmaking badges on this build. Alright, so right off the bat, you guys see I have 4 badges that are on Hall of Fame. And honestly, you don't really need full general Hall of Fame. The 3 most important to put on Hall of Fame are handles for days and quick first step, and then also unpluckable. So I'm going to get into why it's important to put these badges on Hall of Fame. But first off, I'm trying to give you guys kind of an overview. So we also have bailout on bronze, needle threader on bronze, which honestly you guys don't need. I just have it on because I was throwing lobs. And then I also have lob city passer on bronze, which some people argue you don't need on at all, but I just feel a little bit more comfortable with having it on bronze, especially when I'm throwing a lot of lobs. And then last but not least, we have space creator on silver. Okay, so let's say that you aren't going to be throwing lobs. Then you could take off needle threader and lob city passer and put something like space creator up to Hall of Fame. Or if you want to have dimer, you could put that on. You know, take off space creator. I like to have space creator on at least bronze, and we're going to talk about why. But yeah, there's basically some other there actually isn't that many different badges you could turn to. Like, there's a ton of useless badges that I'm going to get into. All right, so let's start breaking down these badges. The first one is bailout, and trust me, you guys want to put bailout on bronze if you can afford it. Like, if you can afford a badge point on bailout, it is one of the most important badges. Like, it's so slept on, so underrated, because sometimes you'll be going in for a layup or you'll be taking a jump shot, and then you realize that it's a bad shot and you want to pass out of it. A lot of the times your player will just throw it away, but if you have bailout on bronze, you will never throw it away. Like, it's honestly crazy. There's no point in putting bailout on Hall of Fame or anything higher than bronze, because all you need is bronze bailout to complete every single pass. Trust me, it's a literal glitch. Put bailout on bronze if you have the badges for that. All right, but now let's talk about what I would call the 3 most important playmaking badges. That's handles for days, quick first step, and unpluckable. So handles for days, I'll just pull up the badge info real quick. You guys can see a player takes less of an energy hit when performing consecutive dribble moves, allowing them to chain together combos quicker and for longer periods of time. So that's obviously important this year, because as you guys know, if you've played, which, you know, it's basically March, so I'm sure if you're watching this video you probably played 2K. You guys know that your stamina drains so quick this year. So if you're going to be dribbling a lot, this badge is basically a must. I don't know what type of guard build you'd be where you aren't dribbling a lot, but if you're a guard, you need to have handles for days on Hall of Fame. No questions asked. Trust me, just put it on Hall of Fame. Next up is quick first step, and this is kind of self-explanatory. If you look at the bottom of the screen, it has a quick little description. Provides more explosive first steps out of triple threat and size up. So basically, when you're dribbling and you take that first step, you're gonna, have a little speed boost. You're gonna have a little boost of speed and have a quicker first step. It's really self-explanatory. I don't have to explain that much, but yeah, just trust me, put that on, especially when you're trying to dribble fast. Quick first step is going to be really important. Next up is unpluckable, and the description for this says reduces the chances of getting stripped by the defender. So this is basically the badge this year that has to do with ball security, and again, it's basically March. You guys probably know this already, but before patch 10, which I don't even know how long ago that came out, probably somewhere in January, I would say, maybe early February, I don't know. But when patch 10 dropped, it changed a lot of things, and one of them, at least for me, was unpluckable. A lot of people don't know this, but before patch 10, you could basically use unpluckable on bronze, like bailout. It's like a glitch. And unpluckable on bronze basically makes it so you get the unpluckable animation where the defender's trying to rip it from you and you just hold on to it. It's basically the same as having bronze as having Hall of Fame, but since patch 10, at least for me, I've noticed that you want to have it on Hall of Fame because I keep getting ripped when I have it on bronze since patch 10. So I don't know if this is just me. Any other dribblers out there, let me know. But like now, I use unpluckable on Hall of Fame. All right, next up is Space Creator. You guys see I have it on Hall of Fame. I normally have it on something like silver if I'm throwing lobs or whatever. But you guys can put it on Hall of Fame if you have the badges for it. Space Creator is basically the ankle breaker badges here. You guys see there's an ankle breaker badge. It's really not that effective, and we're going to talk about the ankle breaker badge. But Space Creator is basically the replacement for that this year. You know, when you're doing hop steps or even just doing some certain dribble moves, you will catch ankles on your defender. So if you have badges left over, I recommend putting them on Space Creator. And I mean, like I said before, I like to have it on at least bronze so that I can get those ankle breaker animations. It helps, like you're going to be more effective with it if you have a higher level, but having it on at least bronze gives you the opportunity to get some ankle breakers. And the last playmaking badge that I run is Floor General. You guys see I have it on Hall of Fame. And something that a lot of people, you know, they don't really ask it too much, but back in September, October, when the game first dropped, people were asking me 24/7, how do you get the percentages by your name and your teammate's name, basically showing how open they are, you know, in a park game. And that is Floor General on Hall of Fame. Now, no one uses Floor General, or no one that I really know uses Floor General for that purpose. The reason that we use Floor General, and this is a teammate badge, this does nothing for you, but it's going to help the team win, so that's why I like using it. It gives, as you guys can see on the bottom, teammates receive an offensive attribute bonus when player is in the game. So if I'm on the court with bronze Floor General, my teammates are all going to get +1 attributes to all of their offensive stats. If it's on silver, they get +2, gold +3, Hall of Fame, they get +4 offensive attributes to all of their offensive stats. If you have more than 21 playmaking badges, then you could go to a badge like Dimer, but for me, I only have 21 badges, so I prefer to just go all Floor General so that they get the attribute boost rather than just getting a boost on their shots when I pass it to them. So now let's talk about some of the other badges, starting off with Ankle Breaker. This badge is pretty much not needed this year. I mean, there are certain moves you can do that'll catch ankles, but it's really rare, so I wouldn't recommend putting any badge points on Ankle Breaker. Yeah, I mean, some people do it, but I don't really recommend it. Break Starter is a badge that's really not needed unless you're playing like Pro Am or Rec, and then, you know, maybe 3v3 Park, but I mean, there's a ton of other badges that you could put badge points on. Especially if you're a guard and a playmaking guard, you're going to have pass accuracy. You're not going to really need Break Starter. The only reason that I would use this is if I was a center. I already talked about Dimer. I like to go Floor General instead of Dimer, but yeah, if you have the badge points for it, then I could see why you would put on Dimer and Floor General. But the next badge is Downhill. And this is a badge that, you know, for me, I like to play a lot of twos. And Downhill doesn't really, you know, matter for twos, because Downhill is a badge that gives you a speed boost when you're running down the court in transition. So Pro Am, Rec, I think even 3v3 this comes into effect when you're running in transition. This badge is actually pretty good. So if you're a Pro Am player, which, you know, I don't think many Pro Am players are watching this video, you know, you could use this badge, but for me, I'm a twos player and I don't need that at all because I'm not running in transition on two. Next up is Dream Shake. If you are a guard, there's really no point in using this, but if you're a center for some reason watching this video, then, you know, you could use this badge. Next up is Flashy Passer. This badge doesn't really do much. It does throw flashy passes a little bit more consistent, and let's say I'm running with a slasher. If I throw him 2 flashy passes and then he dunks on both of those flashy passes, my slasher teammate will get takeover in only 2 flashy passes. So it's really not that special, but I mean, that's the only thing that's cool about it. Your teammates will get takeover quicker if you use that badge. Next up is Lob City Passer. Sometimes, like I showed before, I'll just use it on bronze. You don't need anything higher than bronze. Some people say that you don't even need it on bronze, but I like to feel a little bit more secure about it and just put it on bronze if I am throwing lob. Next up, Needle Threader is another badge like Lob City Passer that when I'm throwing lobs, I like to just throw it on bronze because it helps your passes get through a little bit better. And you guys can honestly use this badge, just throw it on bronze if you have the badge points for it. But if you have 21 badges, then I would probably go with the setup that I have right now. But yeah, Needle Threader increases the likelihood that tough passes get by the defense. Pass Fake Maestro is basically useless. There's no point in using it. Post Spin Technician is useless if you're a guard. If you're a big man or like a lockdown or small forward type build, then I could see you using Post Spin Technician. Next up is Stop and Go. This is another one of those useless badges. Do not use it. And the last badge here is Tight Handles. This badge was the best. Actually, I'm not going to say the best because handles for days and quick first step were really good, but before patch 10, Tight Handles was a really important badge. This was the badge that stunned your defenders on the behind the backs, but then as many of you guys know, patch 10 dropped and you can't do that anymore. Tight Handles doesn't work. There's no point in using Tight Handles. Do not use that badge anymore. All right, guys, so if you have more badges than me, more than 21, I would probably put them on Dimer. And if you have less than me, I would start taking them off Space Creator. So let's say you have 18 badges. I want to leave at least Bronze Space Creator. So go down to Bronze Space Creator, and then I'll start taking off from Floor General. So I don't know how many badges that would be, but basically, yeah, if you have less than 21, start taking off from Space Creator, go down to Bronze, and then start taking off from Floor General. But you guys, as you guys can see right here, big flex back in my penthouse. But yeah, if you guys made it to this point in the video, go in the comments real quick and just comment loyal, because I actually want to know who made it this far. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my Playmaking badge breakdown video. If you guys have any questions, any like specific questions, you guys can let me know in the comments. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Make sure to drop a like if it was, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, niggas hate on me, hate on me. I'm getting money, what the fuck can you say to me? Yeah, bitches cry for me, cry for me, cry for me. If you my nigga, then you ride for me, ride for me. Yeah, you a cheese, but you a dog to me, dog to me. Baby, you see me, get no love from me, love from me. I keep a hoodie, cause it's cold to me, cold to me. So when y'all see me, y'all gon' notice me.